Okay.
So, in moving into sideline, we're going to show what we showed earlier as far as this transition to open up the hips before we go into sideline. So, honoring that nice contour, natural contour and connection here. Leaning forward. Coming back and allowing the leg to fall out laterally while you can pivot, stabilizing this way. And then when coming out of this to go into hip circumduction, foot comes off, and the hand is stabilizing the lateral aspect of the knee for support. You drop the foot out and hold it at the bottom, 80. And then do nice circumduction. And you want to make sure that your stance creates enough space so that you have a nice broad base so that you can let the leg circumduct. Nice openness, one way, and then the other. And then that momentum comes and brings the leg across the midline, and then you want to move up so you don't overextend in your lower back. And you can try stabilizing the upper fibers of pec major, where all the yin meridians of the arm start here, and bring across. And you notice nice full contact, hara over the work, open but not overextended. And in this, bringing the leg down a little bit more, with each one it opens the stretch up a little bit more and they'll feel in a little different area. And then bringing the body into sideline. So here, this foot can come and stabilize the hip as you step across right in the sideline, holding onto this arm, going overhead. And now we're going to start to create a little openness with this initial stretch in sideline. So either natural grip here at the elbow, stretching, or else placing the hand here and collapsing around it with your body to stabilize, and then pulling the mat. So nice. Holding here and coming around. Now in this position particularly, we have nice access to the gallbladder meridian. This yang meridian that starts here at the outer canthus of the eye and makes all these nice lovely motions back and forth. So to honor that, we're going to just start by making contact with gallbladder 1. And again, the subo is in this nice indentation here. It's a nice mind clearing point. And then with palmar compression, we're just going to compress into the side of the head. And I would suggest trying having your foot over here. So again, hara right over the work, so you can more readily lean in. And it's just like this nice crescent moon shape all through the temporalis. Okay. And nice easy compression, yeah? But leaning in with the body weight. But if you're compressing and their eyes pop open and their tongue comes out of their head, too much. Too much pressure. Too much.
Some strength in oozing out.
No, yes, no oozing. There's no oozing in shiatsu. So, come around this way. So after that initial compression, we want to continue to have nice support here. And my knees, I'm eventually going to come into seiza. My knees are up against the body about shoulder width. So then you can sit here, and we're going to utilize this position here to continue the yang descent. So the gallbladder meridian coming here, top of the shoulder, in front of the arm, through the torso. So we're going to start by taking our thumb and feeling for the mastoid process, and then coming just below it, up underneath the occipital ridge, and applying some thumb pressure, but also depressing the shoulder, so that it gets a nice stimulation up underneath the occipital ridge.
Nice.
The pressure's okay? So just working, and then from here, you're going to do some nice petrissage. So I'm going to keep my hand open and relaxed, and just come here and use this thumb, petrissage. Now the gallbladder meridian comes down, and halfway between the base of the neck and the acromion process, on the highest aspect of trapezius, is a really nice point, gallbladder 21. So we can get at that by curling our fingertips right into that area and lifting the arm up, and it goes right into the point. Nice digital compression. Feel? And then we're going to intertwine our fingers and do nice lean back, stretching the neck. It's good. I like that enthusiasm. It's very nice. Depending on how tight their neck is, their head might come off. And it's okay, because the weight of their head is actually going to help stretch
myofascial stretch going on.
And then some nice rotation. So supported. So where I was here, now my fingers come across, and I'm supporting the front and back here. And just do nice movement. One way, and then the other. Now, after this, we let the shoulder fall forward, and you see how the vertebral border of the scapula is a little bit more prominent. I'm going to hook my fingertips up underneath here, and I'm just going to let myself go to the side, and it really takes that scapula and just takes it right off of the rib cage. So I'm hooking up underneath the border, shifting my weight to the side, working down to the inferior angle. Arm overhead. And we're going to continue down, following this yang descent of gallbladder meridian. So here, first a nice stretch. So I'm hooking up underneath the inferior angle of the scapula. Nice hook right here. And I'm dropping right below the iliac crest, right into the upper fibers of of gluteus medius, right? Nice stretch. Okay. And then we're going to continue with some compression right into the side of the torso. As we come down to the floating ribs here, we want to have easier pressure, but we want to engage this tissue here just below the 12th rib and just above the iliac crest. So you do with something that's called dragon's mouth, which is the hand position overlaid like this. So take a nice inhale, and then exhale, you can just sink right down. Now in working this area, you can be more specific with thumb pressure going into the lateral borders of the musculature of the lower back. You know, in this area you can engage a multifidus, QL, the lateral border of longissimus. You could also turn your attention to digital compression into the top of the iliac crest. Okay. And then from here we're going to transition to the hip. So as we come down, we're going to put our knee to support here. Take this arm and bring our leg around to now Arhara, right over the hip. So we feel for the bony landmarks here, greater trochanter, the lateral border of the sacrum. And we're going to use our palm to compress into, again, a crescent moon shape. Compressing, working from general to specific. So just do a little palmar compression. And then we're going to do some digital compression. So as far as gallbladder goes, we can do a couple of points. One being in the belly of tensor fasciae lata, and the other one being in the belly of piriformis. Pressure's okay. And then move your attention to this greater trochanter just below to address the gallbladder meridian in this fashion. First with palmar compression. And then some digital thumb compression to be a little bit more specific. I use the greater trochanter as a way of determining thumb position. I'm using a braced thumb here because of the musculature thickness. If we remember yesterday, in following this yang descent of gallbladder meridian, that it comes past the knee and through the peroneals. So we're going to continue that. And it comes in front of the malleolus, yes, for the source point, which is gallbladder 40. This little concavity right in front of and at the bottom of the lateral malleolus. Yes. And then thumb compression out the fourth blue toe. And then in this position here, then we have this position here, also an opportunity to work this extended leg for the yin leg, so nice. So, you know, here we can replicate working spleen, liver, and kidney meridian. Okay, so you can bring some specificity to that. And then when you come up above the knee, compressing first, palm, and then you can use some variations here. The arch of your foot, very nice. The knee. When you start these compressions though, what's one important thing is you don't want to start with intense or deeper compressions just immediately above the knee because of the sensitivity, because of the attachments. So easy, yeah? And then as you get more into the belly, you can lean in a little bit more if that feels applicable. Feels so nice, so natural. So in Thai massage, they do this and they call it blood stop. Even though you're not stopping the blood, but you're slowing it down enough to build up a little back pressure. And the thought is that after you release, the pressure rushes through and opens up the channels and cleanses the lower leg. So after coming off of that, we're going to finish by doing a stretch. So a variety of side stretches, but I'd like you to try this one when we come back from lunch. Here, coming back and sitting down and placing this portion of the leg above the iliac crest into the lower back, stabilizing lower back. And then this is a stretch for psoas and this portion of stomach meridian.
This is a nice
So
one.
coming back like this.
Oh, this is the one he did on me the other night. Yeah.
And you'll notice this leg is bent a little bit so it can support this leg. And the best form of this stretch is when this leg is more or less parallel. Here. Okay? Because it's more of a direct connection to psoas and stomach. Remember, we were using the ASIS as a bony landmark for this portion of stomach. So, also to here, you notice I'm right behind the work. And I'm two hands here. I'm going to have the person inhale. And then on the exhale, I just lean back a little bit until you feel resistance, and then hang out there a little bit. You feel like a little bit more? Is that good?
A bit more?
Would you like a little bit
Yeah.
more? Okay, so inhale, please. And exhale. So now a nice stretch here. So in this position too, also there's a nice technique for loosening up the yang meridians here of the leg. So since we already know stomach, gallbladder, and bladder, we can use this opportunity to help promote releasing any stagnation in this portion of the meridians. So this is stomach, this is more gallbladder, and this is bladder. Nice. And then what we're going to do is, from here we're going to transition back into supine so we can work on the other leg, which we'll do after lunch. So here, nice and easy. And I mentioned something earlier on as far as the technique and the fluidity of it, but not to suspend your awareness when you're doing transition. So it's all one big move. So here, here, here. So back into supine. And then you can transition into the other leg. Yeah, that is nice, isn't it? Okay, thanks.